On February 10, 2025, a horrifying bus crash in Guatemala City claimed the lives of at least 53 people. The early morning tragedy occurred at approximately 4:30 a.m., casting a pall over the city. The bus, carrying an unknown number of passengers, was traveling on a main bridge when the unthinkable happened. It veered off the bridge, plunging into a ravine below. The impact left the bus mangled and its occupants fighting for their lives. The bridge, a major artery in the city's infrastructure, became a scene of chaos and despair. As first responders arrived, the true extent of the disaster became terrifyingly clear. The bus lay broken and twisted at the bottom of the ravine, a grim testament to the sudden and violent crash. The air was thick with the smell of gasoline, the cries of the injured, and the grim silence of those who had already perished. The ravine, containing a sewage river, added another layer of complexity to the already harrowing rescue efforts. The steep, unstable slopes made it treacherous for emergency personnel to reach the wreckage. Luggage and personal belongings, stark reminders of the lives shattered in an instant, were strewn along the riverbanks. The murky water added to the difficulty of locating victims and recovering bodies. Emergency responders, including firefighters, paramedics, and volunteers, worked tirelessly against time and the unforgiving terrain. The Guatemalan army was also mobilized, bringing with it heavy equipment and manpower to assist in the rescue operation. Despite their best efforts, the death toll was expected to rise as the hours turned into days. The ravine, once an unremarkable part of the city's landscape, had become a somber graveyard. As investigators began piecing together the events leading up to the crash, several possibilities emerged. One theory pointed to a mechanical failure as a contributing factor. The bus, according to preliminary reports, may have experienced a catastrophic malfunction that rendered it uncontrollable. This loss of control could have sent the bus careening off the bridge. Adding to the tragedy, security camera footage from the bridge hinted at the possibility of the bus traveling at a high speed. Whether this was a deliberate act or a consequence of the alleged mechanical failure remained unclear. The ongoing investigation, led by the public prosecutor's office, was meticulously examining all potential causes, including driver error, mechanical malfunction, and external factors. In the wake of the tragedy, Guatemalan President Bernardo Arevalo declared a national day of mourning. The nation, still reeling from the shock and grief, came together to mourn the lives lost in the horrific accident. President Arevalo, in a heartfelt address to the nation, expressed his deepest condolences to the families of the victims. He vowed to ensure a thorough investigation into the crash and to hold those responsible accountable for their actions. The bus crash served as a painful reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of road safety. As the investigation continued, the nation grappled with the aftermath of the tragedy, seeking answers and solace amidst the grief. The road to recovery, both physical and emotional, promised to be long and arduous for the survivors and the families of the victims.